Hey guys, it's Old Man G here, back again with another video for Red Devil Studio. So basically, we're just going to basically react to the first a press conference, I guess, a preseason press conference from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for goodness knows how long. I didn't watch it. Um, but I've been following sort of the live sort of text updates on Manchester Evening News. So head over there just to see sort of summaries and things into context. But I just want to basically just discuss some of the key points that seems that Solskjaer actually brought up at this conference, and then just a few comments because it was him and I think Marcus Rashford that were doing it. Solskjaer has done the majority of it, and Rashford is speaking or maybe still be speaking. Um, but I just want to sort of discuss some of the comments that he made. I think some of the most pertinent comments that he made during his press conference, and what does this mean for Manchester United. So the first things first, the big thing is regarding, as everyone knows, regarding Paul Pogba. So Solskjaer, to quote, had this to say basically. Well, there's been loads of talk and speculation about many of our players. For me, it is business as usual. When you are at Man United, you expect these things to pop up in the summer. I have spoken to Pogba, Lukaku, Rashford, Jesse. As far as I'm aware, we don't have any bids for any of our players. We do not have to sell players. Paul, it looks like it is going to be. Paul, it looks like it's going to be. He's a top professional. There's never been any problems. Jesse and Pogba walking around portray this fight between the boys, but that is nothing. No problems whatsoever. So, just in that statement alone, and to dissect that a bit, he confirms a few things. One, that there's actually been no official bidges lodged for Lukaku or Pogba, or that he's aware of. Presuming there hasn't been. Maybe there's speculation, been talk, maybe negotiations, but no official bids have been lodged for those two players. Secondly, that the intention that Manchester United do not have to sell. So you could argue maybe that's a bit concerning, given that Pogba and Lukaku, it seems, have expressed interest that they want to leave. He's right; they don't have to sell, but I'm just not sure. This is my opinion anyway. I'm just not sure whether having those two players who seem not to be happy at the club will bode well for the season going forward. But that's just my opinion. But he's right about that. And then the other thing, just from that, is that obviously this whole Pogba Lingard fit that was making around. So there was, see, this is the thing that I have with the media, the British press in particular. Oh, they took a video got leaked. It looked like there was a fight. Solskjaer said it was nothing. Essentially, the media leaked it was nothing. There was no issue. There was nothing. End discussion, really. There was no issue, and it really shouldn't be, and it really shouldn't have been hyped as it was. Really stupid, to be honest. And I didn't think there was an issue. So that's basically on Pogba. He sort of, you know, slight dig towards Pogba's agent, saying that they talk all the time, and again reconfirming that they have not had any bids. Doesn't mean it seems they won't be able to accept any bids, but they reiterating again that they haven't had any bids in for poor Pogba. Solskjaer does appear to be happy with the squad. Happy that you signed obviously the two young players, which obviously emphasises the idea that United coaching staff wants to sign young players, and happy with that. Um, he comments that the business side of it is that you have to be in the market. At the moment, we don't have offers for our players. So again, this idea of having to be in the market, you know, we should be, if it's for signing, we should be in the market anyway because we're United and we have one of the biggest um, revenue streams in the world. So we should definitely be in the market, frankly, for any player. The only thing you could argue is that we don't have Champions League football this season. That's a problem. Um, More about Pogba. Says he's never been a concern for me. He's a true professional. I can't be sitting there speaking about him all the time. What I'm just saying. Refuses off his contract, and for me, he's been fantastic. So just batting it basically, because I seem to be bogging him down um, with Paul Pogba questions. So and Mini Rowe not interested. So fair enough to Solskjaer. He's right. We need to talk about the preseason, not about that dirty agent Miniero, to be honest. Um, on transfers, and this is the big, I think, the big point. He says we are still in the market. We want more deals. We don't have to sell, but we also don't have to overpay. Looking at our squad now, we have a good squad. The squad will have to be more robust once the season gets going. Last season we had a run without defeats, but the end was disappointing. Um, I mean, I'd say the squad is average right now, slightly better now that Wan-Bissaka's there. Um, so he's right. I assume that we're still in the market, and I'm glad and happy that it appears that Solskjaer wants more deals. So clearly he wants more signings, and he should be getting the backing from Ed Woodward for those signings. So clearly he expects there to be more signings by the end of the season. That is positive. That is encouraging because we do need more signings. The whole we don't have to sell, which is what you mentioned before, but more specifically, but we don't have to overpay. That's also a bit concerning, because, and maybe this is what Ollie's being told, but when you're thinking about, your Koulibalys, even Fernandes, potentially Bruno Fernandes, and what a lot of clubs are charging, yes, I agree that United shouldn't be taken for a ride, and being asked to spend ridiculous amounts. But at the same time, if this is holding up potential transfers, and given that United do have a lot of money, we're not in breach of financial fair play, anything like that. It does concern me that potentially, even though Solskjaer wants more signings, there could be potentially an obstruction, because clubs are charging us in quote too much, and by in quote too much, and maybe additional 570 million. It also got to make a degree of business sense because we were rumoured, for example, to be in for Harry Maguire for 75 million, but we're prepared to pay that, but not maybe 60-65 for Bruno Fernandes. So even Wan-Bissaka for 50 million, you could argue was overpaying. So, I don't buy that, but we'll see. Just a few other things, encouraging message to fans, saying they're being supported, which is good. Pleased with pre-season. Then he goes on to talk about forwards. Now, here's interesting. I think this is something that's really, really positive, and I will talk about for a bit. Is on Mason Greenwood, and basically he's saying that Mason will definitely play more games, which is good because we want to see him play more games, and he's grown over the summer, and I think his confidence has grown after that Cardiff game. So that is very, very encouraging. Mason Greenwood is an up-and-coming talent. I'm very encouraged to hear him say that he will play. I hope he will, and especially with what some of Rashford's comments were later. Potentially he could be our number 9. Predominantly, it may be interchange depending on what happens with Lukaku. But yeah, I'm very encouraged by that statement. I really want to see more of Mason Greenwood, and I do think he has potential. Alexis Sanchez, brief mention that his injury is not too bad. We're probably back straight away. David De Gea hoping to sign a new contract. And that's it really. So I think the key talks are obviously on Pogba. For this is from Solskjaer's point of view on Pogba, obviously, and that we haven't had any bids for him. That Solskjaer reiterating they don't have to sell any players, but he is expecting more transfers essentially. And looking forward to the pre-season. Disappointing end of season, but also that Mason Greenwood will be given an opportunity. A very, very good opportunity next season to play more games. So that's Solskjaer's spiel. Rashford actually sort of comes in because he's obviously with him, and he's basically just asked a few questions about his scoring targets because it seems to be obviously he's preferably going to be the United's number 9. He basically says, what am I saying? He basically says, 100% I feel like I'm in a better position I was. Physically, I feel in a better condition. I don't think you put a number on it, but you want as many as you can, which is good. It's also encouraging as well. I'm hoping, obviously, I'm taking the word for word, because one of the big things that we've talked about is how lazy and slow United were under Mourinho. And I think one of the things that I think will be encouraging, and hopefully that we'll see, which is why there's a bit of optimism going into the season, is the fitness. United's fitness was dire, and you could see how everyone looked lethargic. That could be why we dropped off, but you could see how everyone was lethargic towards the end of the season. And I'm really hoping that United fitness-wise, will be better this season, and that will hopefully get us over the line. Because I think that is key here, really. So states about the mood in the dressing room, so it should be everyone is positive. Last season was good enough, much better condition than we were in last year. So again, mentioning the condition, everyone is in better condition, very good. Sporting fitness wise, they need to be in very good condition. So that's very important. What else? Just a bit about catching the City and Liverpool. You need to focus on the games ahead. Trying to challenge their success, a big challenge for them. Okay. He talked a bit about his position. It is a different challenge, and this is what I find interesting. It is two completely different situations. My goal was never to be a number 9 who can't play anywhere else. Playing on the left and right, that is what I want to do. I know what I have worked on since a 6-year-old, and is to adapt. So there's Rashford pretty much saying that his actual desire is not to be a number 9, a forward. It's actually to play off the wings. Now clearly that's what he's going to do. But I just find it interesting that he himself has said that's not what he's trained for. That's not his desire. He will adapt, obviously, but that's, I remember when Martial, early, I think, second season of Mourinho, and you had Martial and Rashford alternating on the left, or potentially being on the right. That seems to be what, he seems to be going for. And I just wonder whether you could have a scenario where you have, Martial on the left, Rashford on the right, and say a Greenwood up top. I know Martial, for example, wants to be some forward. So yeah, could you have a scenario where you have, you play Rashford on the left, Martial up top, then maybe Lingard on the right. Don't have a natural right winger. But I'm just saying, it's just interesting that he prefers the wide role as opposed to forward role. And I wonder whether Solskjaer will take that into account in selection next season, although it seems that he's going down the number 9 route. Bit about Greenwood. Obviously, get more games now. Played Formwood against Cardiff. Talking about tutoring from Solskjaer, so a lot of things are instinctive. You can't really work on them, but I think you get a lot from speaking to him. Now he has had time to work with us on the pitch. I've had new things. We're in a better condition to perform. Again, emphasizing the condition. So condition seems to be key, and I'm glad that is the case, and I'm hoping that will really affect us and be positive coming to the coming season. And lastly, he talks about the Lingard video, which made the rounds. He basically says, "I've not spoke to the manager about it. People need to understand he was enjoying his holiday and it was a mistake." Darn right. They were just enjoying the holiday, guys. For goodness sake, get off their backs. People do crazy things on holiday. That's not reserved to United fans. I'm sure if you go to, Maglu, Mallorca now, you'll see that amongst a lot of Brits. So give it a rest. Let's just back them for this upcoming season. Thanks for listening, guys. Really appreciate it. Please like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Follow us on Twitter at We Are United X. Really encouraging to see more people subscribing and doing more videos as I hear the news, and hopefully we get more news on some of the latest transfers in Bruno Fernandes in particular. Have a nice day, guys, and cheers.